What's up, YouTube? I'm Derek with Lost Alien Media, and this is my review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I wouldn't call myself a die-hard fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I remember watching the animated series as a kid and watching the live-action movies as a kid. I distinctly remember the movie where they traveled back in time to feudal Japan, and that really resonating with me. And I never got around to watching the Michael Bay movies because by that time I sort of lost interest in the Turtles, and I also heard that the Bay movies weren't really that great, so never got around to watching them. So yeah, over the years had just sort of fallen out of love and lost interest in the Turtles. But whenever I see merchandise regarding the Turtles, or a kid wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt or hoodie, or toys, whenever I go out, it brings me back to my childhood and gives me warm fuzzy feelings about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But this movie right here made me fall back in love with the Turtles again, and I can see this movie ushering in a whole new generation of fans. The animation, which is obviously influenced by the Spider-Verse movies and the Arcane series, is absolutely gorgeous. But it's its own thing, different from the Spider-Verse movies and the Arcane series. It's absolutely gorgeous. The colors are bright and vibrant, and I really liked the aesthetic of how the characters were designed, especially the Turtles. You can not only tell them apart by their masks and their weapons and their personalities, but also by their different head shapes and their physiques and their body frames, which is a different style, I believe, than any other iteration of the Turtles. And I really appreciated that nice little touch. I really enjoyed that animation style. The voice acting is superb. The banter between the four turtles is hilarious. The humor, the jokes really land. The humor is really modern, and they make a lot of pop culture references that will really resonate with the younger audience. That may go over, some people's heads, but for me, it really lands. And the chemistry between the Turtles feels really natural and authentic. It really feels as if they're brothers, or they're four really close friends that grew up together. And that chemistry is hard to convey and translate through voice acting. So kudos to those guys. They did an excellent job. Ice Cube was also great as Superfly, the main antagonist. But for me, the main standout is Jackie Chan as Master Splinter. This is a much different Master Splinter than we're used to seeing. And his dialogue and the way he delivers his lines is hilarious. Had me cracking up in every scene that he was in. He stole every scene. For me, he was the main standout. So the voice acting overall was great. The soundtrack was immaculate. Every song I felt fit the tone and the vibe of the movie and brought a lot of the scenes to life. I remember going home after watching this movie, and I don't really do this often, where I would go on iTunes and search for every song and download them and put them in my library. So the soundtrack was great. And the story overall felt a little familiar in regards to hero origin stories, but it was executed in such an endearing, charming, and funny way that I had a great time with it. So the only minor complaint I would say is that the humor kind of drags on for a little bit. There are scenes where they tell a joke and then they expand upon that joke, and the humor kind of drags on for a bit to where it feels awkward. And you can sort of see that in the Marvel movies, you would say. So it's very similar to that. But all in all, yeah, but that's a very, very minor complaint. But yeah, all in all, I just had an absolutely great time with it, and I recommend it highly. And you know, if you're a family with kids, I highly recommend taking your kids to go see this movie. It was a lot of fun. All right, that's my review for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Hope you enjoyed it. Derek out.